Hey guys, welcome to the Gamerfuel Studios live. Not an episode because we're actually doing a live event at the Elks Lodge here on 9th Street in Corvallis. The War of the Spark pre-release. If you don't know what that is, it's Magic the Gathering. We're nerds. Get over it. We are helping to host the pre-release with Matt's Cavalcade of Comics. You've probably heard we are slowly partnering with them, and this is kind of the first step. So we're just sitting down and interviewing some of the players. With us right now is
Ludwig.
Yes. Last name?
Avendano.
What the hell? Offendago?
Avendano.
Avendano.
Yeah.
That's still just wow.
It's a weird name.
My mind's blown. No, it's a kick-ass name. So, just tell us a little bit about how your games have been going.
So far, pretty good. The first round and the third round, I went 2-0, and then second round, I went 0-2, which was unfortunate.
What are you running?
I'm running a really weird deck, actually.
This entire set's weird, so I understand.
Yeah, so one of the really cool things about the set is all colors are kind of an option, which makes it really weird to play through and around. Yeah. But there isn't much mana ramp or fixing, which makes it even weirder.
I did notice that. Like, one really cool rock that I think is going to be an EDH staple is, what is that, Mana Geode?
The Geode?
Yeah. Because it's like...
ETB, scry 1, tap it for 1 mana for 3.
It's no Darksteel Ingot, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it follows the good standard of a 3-drop mana rock.
Yes.
And scry 1 is
It
never
does something,
bad.
it gives you a mana. It's great.
Yeah. I definitely would look into playing it in any spot that it would fit.
You're an EDH player normally, casually.
Yes. I play a lot of Commander.
Yeah.
Probably too much.
Well, not my co-host here. He doesn't play Magic, but
no, I have a basic understanding of Magic. It's just a lot of times when you start speaking, I just have to smile and nod because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I keep saying, man, it is a game of chess with 12,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Plus,
definitely
over 12,000 different pieces.
Yeah.
So,
also, most people can't maintain an encyclopedic knowledge of every card ever and what it does.
Yeah.
See, I use Tapped Out, so when I go for like not a review, kind of a little bit of feedback. It's always never good because somebody's like, well, you're stupid. Why didn't you put this in? It's because I don't understand 12,000 plus pieces to this game.
Right.
So it's like you're not going to know. Like, I could look at that and go, oh, stupid me. I should have thought of that because I know that exists.
Right.
But a lot of people are like, I didn't know that exists, even though you
Why
should.
don't you play this old card that costs $60 each and does this thing in a really weird way, but it's better?
Right. Well, I run Animar. And
Yeah.
right now, I input everything. It's like a $400 deck. And somebody was being like, well, what about your land base? It's like, okay, here's the thing. I'm a person where I'll post a deck with what I have. I'm not going to go theory crafting because I'll get confused then.
Right.
So,
and then also, like, I only really spend any large amount of money over time.
Right.
Like, I don't go out and drop, $400 for a deck.
Mine's credit. That's why I love Cavalcade. That's why we're doing this partnership.
Speaking of Matt's Cavalcade of games, down in scenic Corvallis.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Indeed.
We should probably talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
They're super awesome. Probably one of my favorite shops.
How often do you play at Cavalcade?
Weekly-ish.
I didn't even know that because I'm like, I've never been to their back play area, and I'm like, I wonder what it looks like. Then when I had to do the meeting with Kylie, she's like, so just go through the back door. You'll see Nicole Bolas on the door. And I'm looking, and I come in, I'm like, it's an old auto garage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this place is huge.
Yeah, it's just a big garage with a bunch of tables for nerds to nerd out on.
I forgot to ask her about all the old arcade machines in the back. I'm like, what's up with that?
I'm not super sure on what the story is, but I think they were just acquired at some point and are in various states of non-functionality.
I kind of want to ask Matt, so how much are you willing to sell one of them? Because like one of the pinball machines,
Yeah.
I'd love to do it for a studio. Just get a pinball machine.
That would be great. Yeah.
Like we can't, we probably couldn't afford much, but it's like here, have all my cards.
I'd like to see like an arcade cabinet that has like a bunch of arcade games.
Yeah, like one of the modern
yeah.
ones that has like the little chip that has like 1,000 plus like little arcade games.
Yeah.
Never play me at Galaga.
Oh,
I will win.
How old are you?
I am 24.
Okay.
Oh wow, you're a youngin. Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring it up. We always bring it up on, I swear to God, every
I
episode
know.
we do.
So what's funny is I was actually talking with a friend of mine who's also 29, just like us, and he told me he was dating some girl that was 29, and in my mind I went, "Oh, you're dating an older woman," but we're
And then, oh wait,
but
we're that age
both
now.
we're both 29, and she's
It's funny
Yeah.
because I discussed that with somebody today. It's like I'm 29, but at this point I'm 30. It was you, Dan. It was you, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? My 20s have gone on so long. I'm just there. I'm over the hump. I'm in my 30s, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there comes a certain point where you just start kind of losing track, and I'm hitting that point right now.
Yeah.
Like, eventually I'll be just like, I'm 20,
Well, because it's funny
Six?
because I went and had a doctor's appointment a few weeks ago, and she says, well, you know, somebody of your age, and I'm like, oh, come on, doc, don't do me wrong like that. Don't, no, man. And I am. I'm at that age where I've got to watch my cholesterol. I've got to watch my sodium intake. I've talked about that before because I have high blood pressure. Those who have listened, you know, know that my mom passed away. I lost my mom back in December. And she died due to causes from high blood pressure.
yeah.
You reminded me of I went to do the standard STD testing, Planned Parenthood, that kind of thing. Just
Right.
normal stuff you're supposed to do as an adult.
Because you're
right?
a whore, we all know this.
Well,
yes.
no, you're supposed to go do that, every now and then. So
Wait, you are?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I might want to do that sometime in the next decade, but I should be
So-
okay. I'm married at this point.
So
I'll be
when
fine.
I was there at Planned Parenthood talking with this nurse, she was asking me all the standard questions, trying to figure out stuff. And after I told her, all my demographics, all that kind of stuff, she's like, okay, well, just so you know, you're at low risk for STDs. And I was like, why you gotta burn me like that? Why you gotta...
Yeah, doctors and nurses just have the great way of just sliding in those sneaky burns.
Yeah.
low risk.
Do you play video games?
A lot.
I swear to God, if you say PlayStation, I'm just gonna smack you.
I mean,
You're gonna have to smack like half the population of gamers.
Yes,
Honestly-
I know they sold 90 million plus units. I get it. They can stop shoving that in my face.
honestly, at this point, my most played console is actually still my Nintendo GameCube.
Really?
I can't
Indeed.
fault you for that.
No, I can't.
Because me and my roommates have pretty often melee
Well,
battles.
you see, I have my Switch in
Yeah.
front for
Yeah,
everybody.
I brought my Switch too, actually.
Yeah.
So.
And I
and-
just got Switch Online for it. Something I'm going to announce it.
Oh, we're gonna be
Ask
playing
people.
so much Smash Bros. You have no idea.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Who do you main?
Well, now that there's like, what, 90, or not 90,
70
something
something.
characters.
It might as well be 90.
Yeah.
It will be soon.
Normally my go-to is Ike, but I've like really... When King K. Rool was announced, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play Shevin. And I love him.
Yeah.
He's just so much fun.
He's
like,
fun.
Even if he's not a high-tier character, I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm not a competitive player like that,
Yeah. Of the new one, my favorite's definitely Ridley.
Oh yeah.
I got to a point, and maybe I unlocked all the characters, because I got to a point where I'm not facing characters anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
I haven't unlocked that many.
I mean, it doesn't look it until you actually stop and count.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, I might have gone through all the characters, so now I'm doing the golden door and just going through
To unlock the ones that you missed the first time.
I just unlocked Ridley, so I'm excited to play with him.
Yeah, he's so much fun. His side B is amazing because it basically jumps, grabs, and then basically face drags them across the stage
Oh,
and
it's
then launches
so
them.
good. It's such a good animation.
Yeah, I love it. And it's actually a really good move.
So you don't play any of the last... Okay, at this point, their last gen is pretty much where we're at. So
Yeah.
Xbox One, PS4.
Of the new gen, the only one I have and play is Switch,
Okay.
which I mostly play Smash Bros. on. The only other game I've gotten for it that's like a major game is Doom, the 2016 remake.
Oh, nice.
Really good. I played
Yeah.
it on when it went to Game Pass, and I loved it. I'm like, I love Doom 3.
Yeah.
I don't fault Doom 3, even after playing Doom 16. They're different.
Yeah.
to me.
Doom 3 they tried to do something different with the franchise, I guess, and it just was a different game as opposed to like the classic Dooms, which
Right.
I actually more or less grew up with playing those, which I probably shouldn't have, but it was fun anyway, and those pixelated blood droplets don't really count as gore.
I mean, yeah, I
so-
played the shareware version of Doom,
Yeah,
just like the first couple of levels over and over and over. So
Yeah.
yeah, I totally get you.
So, like, I've actually taken the time to go through all the classic Doom and Doom 2 before. So, like, playing the Doom 16, I really liked it because it really recaptured the feel of the classic Dooms, which was a lot of fun. And I'm actually super hyped for Doom Eternal coming out eventually.
Yes.
Because they never really tell us when it's coming out until it's
I forgot
out.
what everybody thought that was going to be called. Because
Yeah.
it was going to
Probably
be-
something Hell on Earth.
Yeah, Hell on Earth was
Yep.
that's what they thought it was going to be.
Because
Hopefully it doesn't suck, because I know Bethesda's been kind of like falling over themselves to suck.
Yeah,
lately,
it's-
I mean,
so.
It is so
Fortunate-
sad what's happening with Bethesda right now.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys doing? You guys are a great company. I believe in you. I haven't given up on you yet. Just stop sucking.
Well, their problem is that they were a great company back in like 2008. And then
Yeah.
they just kept doing the exact same thing they were doing in 2008
Yeah.
and just kept doing that.
Yeah, the one thing that gives me a lot of hope for Doom Eternal though is the Doom franchise has classically been built or like run by id Software,
Yeah.
which is essentially just owned by Bethesda at this point.
Thank goodness.
But id Software is still being like the main producers for Doom Eternal, so they've done a good job so far with both Wolfenstein games and Doom 16. So
Yeah,
I feel Doom Eternal is going to be good.
I tried playing through a bit of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
The
The new
when did that
ones.
come out? Like 2014?
There's
was
been
it?
like
There's a new
three
one.
in-
Young,
And then there was
since-
the something blood, the old blood, or
Young
Blood-
Blood is
New-
coming out, I think.
yeah.
well, no,
Something
there
like
was
that.
like the young something. Anyway, so I played through a little bit of that, and I got about halfway through the game. But I have this thing about Wolfenstein is that I want to play it on the hardest setting, and so I keep getting
Yeah.
this one spot where there's a bunch of like giant robots, and I just
Yeah.
can't get past it. And yeah,
I mean, it's a difficult game.
Yeah. There are certain games that it's like, I need to play this on the hardest setting. If I
Yeah.
don't play this on the hardest setting, I don't feel like I really beat the game.
What I don't recall though is if in Wolfenstein it still has like the old school names for the difficulty settings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel that has a lot to do with that not wanting
In
to play on
software,
the,
yeah.
because like at least in Doom the difficulty settings are, what is it? I'm too young to die. Please don't hurt me.
There's Hurt Me Plenty at some point, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, hurt me, Daddy.
Hurt me plenty is the normal. Ultra violence and nightmare.
Yeah.
And like hurt me plenty is like the normal one.
Yeah.
And so like, but looking at those, I don't want to be a baby that says please don't hurt me. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Here's the
not too
thing.
young to die.
Yeah.
Hurt me plenty. Or
Here's
let's
the
go for
thing.
some ultra violence, man.
I play baby-ass baby mode for the story, the first run-through. Like, I'm a huge Halo player.
Yeah.
Huge. I'm a scholar. Like, I've done GameStop launches for Halo games. Like, all that stuff. So I've done almost every single Halo game on Legendary at least once by myself. It's actually it's to a point where it's like even Halo 2 has gotten a lot easier. So yeah, I'll go obviously through because it's such an amazing story the first time.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back and play on Legendary.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, like, at least Doom, especially Doom 16, there both is and isn't a story, and it's one of the things I really like about how they did it. Because the story is there, but you have to look for it through collectibles that give you the story. But the playthrough experience is, this is why you're going here, but that's all you get. And go there and kill all these monsters and
And in Doom, he gets mad when somebody tries to be like,
We were doing this for the best of mankind.
or whatever, and he's just like,
I don't care. Just let me shoot things.
I hate demons. Let me kill demons. Demons die. That's all you care about. That's all the motivation you need. Yeah.
And it lends itself really well to that franchising group.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of Halo, Infinite.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So, oh god, we could go on and on about stuff. I swear. So we are going to be. I don't know if we're going to get it by E3. I'm hoping we can at least record in there by E3.
Oh, the studio.
The studio. We're
Yeah.
getting a studio building. Our family is in partner with somebody else owns it. So
Okay.
we're just kind of. It was my mom's old store, and we've just been waiting for good weather to move stuff out, sell stuff,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Garage sale it off, whatever. And we're gonna be moving in there. So when we're getting close to Infinite, and when Infinite drops, we're having a huge launch party there. It's gonna be awesome. And so
Sounds like fun.
yeah. So are you looking forward to it?
If I owned an Xbox One, yes.
That seems to be the major thing.
Well, here's the thing. So
in the flow chart.
a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not going to come until next gen." Here's the thing: if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, 343 Industries said we're not waiting for next gen.
I honestly don't know. Although I do remember reading that they might be releasing it on PC.
Yes,
Which-
they will be releasing it on PC.
I am A-okay with that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's probably where I'll get it.
Yeah,
Well, and at that-
Microsoft has been branching out a little bit more with
Yeah.
putting their single sole console releases on other things.
Yeah.
So
At that point, then, because they are going to be doing cross-platform, I believe. At that point, it makes sense because that's what
Yeah.
Microsoft does. Generally, they try to cross-promote platforms between PC and Xbox.
I mean, you can get Halo Wars 2 on Steam
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Microsoft is doing what they promise, and they're like, we're going to be everywhere because that's what we want to do.
Yeah. And I mean, the more available your stuff is, the more people are going to buy it. So
Do you wanna bring this more to like an interview specifically?
Well,
Or-
we always do this.
Because we kinda
went
neander
off the
on, yeah,
rails a bit,
so-
but that's okay. We're getting to know you in all aspects, not just Magic, which is
Absolutely.
cool. Going back to Magic,
Yeah.
so casual EDH player, what do you generally run for your commander? Strategy,
Oh.
actual like commander play, whatever. Or are you one of those people who has like 10 different decks?
18.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. I'm just at
Yeah.
2 right now because I
So-
want to fully construct mine before I go off on another one. But
Yeah, so I have
what's your favorite? That you like to use?
Oh, that's actually really difficult. But right now, if I had to pick one, my favorite deck to just pull out in a pod that I have no idea what's going on is my Riku of the Two Reflections deck,
Okay.
which I like to call anything you can do, I can do better.
I have heard that. Somebody in our group has actually said that. You don't remember? Who was it?
Oh, I remember.
Was
no, I
it
don't
you?
know. I have no idea.
It was somebody.
But anyway, the way the deck works is it is entirely based around clone creatures and copy spells.
Right.
So you play, big scary creature for, 8 mana. I'll play one of those for 4 mana.
So, Spark double out of War of the Spark is going to probably be a staple for that deck for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then the one I'm really looking forward from the new set is Narset's Reversal. Because that is copy instant or sorcery spell, and then return the original to its owner's hand, and then I get the copy of it.
Right.
Which is way too good, because it is essentially a counter spell that gives me a copy of what you were just trying to do. And that already has a home in Riku because it's too good. Because Riku's really fun because aside from the creatures part, it has a lot of copy spells and stuff that just copies things over and over again.
Right.
Which makes it really, really good against combo decks. Because if a combo deck goes infinite and it's like, well, I'm going to make everyone lose 100 life. well, actually, I'm going to copy that, so I'm going to make everyone lose 100 life, and due to the way the stack works, mine resolves first, therefore I win.
This is why
That's good.
you are the reason I run splits. Oh. You are the reason I run split
Thank you
second
for coughing away
counters.
from the microphone.
Yeah.
I love you. Like, thank you so much. So many people don't understand that concept, and thank you so much.
Yep.
Just
I get anal about these sorts of things. You know about that.
Yes,
So.
you do. I'll never hear the end of it. Oh yeah. So what I was saying for the third time.
Split second.
Yeah. You are the reason. You people are the reason I run split second as often as I can. Problem is, the split second cards are costly.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Well,
I mean, to be fair, most of the split second cards that are really playable in EDH are good one-time use things, not necessarily like big bombs.
right. But like Trick Bind is an amazing counter spell
Oh, absolutely.
because it's a disallow with no.
Yeah.
Like
it's,
you don't get to do
just
anything.
not happening.
Yeah, it's just not happening. There's no way you can answer to. But I don't want to. No, you don't get to do anything. It's done. It's over with. Get over yourself and move on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh dear.
What's your most favorite thing coming out of War of the Spark?
I've always been a huge fan of Nicol Bolas.
I was gonna say, how about that Nicol Bolas hunt? Now here's the thing. You obviously, ever since he was released, it's been talked about, and then I actually learned about it later. You obviously have probably heard about the Jace combo with it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That is disgusting. I went right out and bought a Castaway while he was at $3 because knowing my luck,
It'll go up.
It'll go up because people are going to look at that because he's still in rotation, if I remember right. So it's like in standard, people are going to look at it and go, huh?
The timer's got about 13 seconds on it, so they're probably going to make an announcement here pretty soon.
Yep. So we got about 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, we did want to get Colin over there interviewed. So
Absolutely. But last quick thoughts. The Cunning Castaway combo would be a really interesting and janky combo in Standard, which will be weird.
the only thing that does not make that more broken is Bolas comes in at 4 loyalty.
Yeah. So it takes 2 turns to happen. It takes the turn they come in,
Well, not
and
if
then
you
the turn
have
afterwards.
Not if you have, because you can.
With
well-
what's in Standard right now, unless you have a Proliferate engine.
Right, and that would be my thing. Is it's a lot of mana to put on the field
Right.
at once. Like if you have
In Commander, though, that's a little bit too easy sometimes.
yeah, definitely.
Like, so I have a Commander deck that's actually Nicol Bolas Tribal. That's helmed by the original Elder Dragon Nicol Bolas and has every Nicol Bolas printed until today because I pulled the new one, so it has its home now. And then I also have a Super Friends deck. And Super Friends is absolutely going to be running that combo.
So the 3, do you run 5 color? Super Friends?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. So the 3 creatures that are like auto include for me are Atraxa, Muldrotha, and Narset.
Narset definitely. I don't run her just because the way the deck works, it works to stop people from attacking, period.
Right.
So Narset doesn't really help me out. And then I definitely run Atraxa in there because it's just a good passive to just sit there and proliferate
For
everything.
4 mana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then especially with, because I run Ramos as my commander,
Okay.
it basically means at end of turn, I have 10 mana available to me by just simply casting Atraxa.
Right.
Wow.
Which is really not bad. And it lets me just go nuts next turn by getting 10 mana and playing like 3 or 4 different things.
Yeah, I might run Ramos for my... I mean, I might run Niv Mizzet as well.
Okay.
Just because there are quite a few Planeswalkers that are... Because I think the hybrid also counts.
Yes.
So there are quite a few Planeswalkers that's... but I don't know, because in what I ran, there wasn't a whole lot of duels that pretty much focused on single color Planeswalkers and
It'll be interesting to see how the new Planeswalkers affect the Super Friends archetype. Because honestly, most of them are solidly in the middle of playability. Like, they aren't just auto playable, but if you
here's the
build
thing.
around it, then they'll be just fine.
Yeah, here's the thing is, I've only probably seen maybe one or two walkers that I look at their passives and go, meh. Most of them are pretty middle of the road for me.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the walkers you can build a deck around.
Right.
And have in. They have a purpose. Even Tybalt.
Yeah.
For 3 mana, you don't gain life.
That's just good.
Yeah.
Like,
Compared to the first Tybalt, that was just.
oh,
I'm
don't
sure-
you diss my baby Tybalt?
I'm sure there was a strat I'm gonna I don't care if I ditch anything in my hand
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. But of the uncommon walkers, the one I'm most excited about, at least as far as commander goes, is Ashiok. Because his passive is your opponents can't tutor,
Right.
and his minus is your opponent's graveyards just go away.
Yeah.
And just
So
generally
it's-
speaking, that's too darn good.
It is a Mindlock Orb with Tormod's Crypt. Is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. For what, like 3 mana?
Yes. Hybrid blue,
believe.
1 hybrid blue black, 1 and 2 hybrid blue black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well-
looks like we're running out of time here.
Yeah. So
Well-
it was a
Yeah,
pleasure
let's get
talking
Colin
with you
here.
guys.
Yes.
What was your name again?
Ludwig.
Ludwig. Perfect. Again, my name's Joshua. I don't think we
cool.
ever introduced
Cool.
ourselves.
It's
but-
okay. It
What's
happens.
your last name again?
So
All
yeah,
right.
wonderful.
It was a pleasure.
We're probably going to post this on his
Colin
YouTube.
Creedy?
Okay.
So if you follow him on like Twitter, you'll probably see when it's
Jesus,
posted.
what is it with you
Absolutely.
people?
yeah.
Anyway, so do you
Nerds
wanna-
have cool names, man.
yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thanks for being interviewed.
Yes, thank you so much. Next up,
Do we want this to be individual files?
no, I think we can continue.
We can just continue.
We can
okay.
just continue.
Okay.
Next up is
Colin.
no, sit down, you're fine. This
Okay.
is actually going to be really weird because I know normally
Okay.
people do it in segments, but that's
So
okay.
go ahead and get closer to the microphone, and then actually I'm going to move some things really quick.
Sorry,
I am
just
pretty big,
adjusting,
so-
adjusting real quick.
Okay, I'm just gonna reach. Sorry, everybody. So it's a little bit under you, but it actually looks good.
To
So
be fair,
yeah.
this is the first event I've done in a long time, so I'm a little
Yeah.
rusty.
this is the first time we've done this setup, so
Got
this is kind of. But yeah, you look good on screen, so you're good. So,
So yeah, next up we have Colin. Oh dear God, what's that last name again?
Frojan Anderson.
What is it with you people? Oh
I
my
have
God.
I have 2 last names, so
just so you know, my name is Joshua. I don't think
Joshua.
we've ever met before.
no. Okay.
So it's good to meet
I've
you.
seen you in the shop before. Once or
Probably
twice.
because I'm obsessed with that place just by credit alone, and the dollar binders. So yeah.
And
so-
what is your name? Your Marcus, as I could probably guess.
Yep.
All right.
Well, thanks for being interviewed. We
Yep.
we really appreciate it. We've just kind of been haphazard, so it's
Yeah, this is gonna be really fun to post on the.
yeah. No,
everywhere,
this is
so.
like I just kind of like had an epiphany, and so you being on screen and us being on screen here on the screens is kind of a last minute thing, but it looks really good. You look good.
All right,
So,
sounds
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So Ludwig dropped, and you have dropped as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you running?
Oh, I was running. I changed my deck 2 times.
Okay.
Originally, I was running 6 planeswalkers.
How many colors?
2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. And for me, Dovin Bond just made work. He's kind of. I was running that, which was green-blue. I ran. Then I added black for some more removal. One of the cards I really like in this set is the 1 mana. I forget what it's called. 1 mana black card that remove 5 counters from
Oh,
target.
right, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing.
Do you know what the name of that is? Is that this is from the new
Yes,
from the new
it's from
set?
the new
Okay.
set. It's like
Do I have
Just
it?
keep in mind,
Pri-
I know literally nothing about Magic other
Got
than
it.
just the colors exist, and I've played a few times, and I have a blue and a white deck, and that's basically
Got it.
So,
I don't remember.
So he's the magic guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me see. It's called Price of something.
Oh, Price of Betrayal. That was
Yes.
it, yes.
Price of Betrayal, which is surprisingly good because it just removes most of the planeswalkers that
Well,
you
not
have
even just Planeswalkers. It's great for like,
armies. The army?
Well, wait, because if I remember it, the card says on players as well, right? Or maybe not.
Does it say on players?
Maybe it doesn't. If it did, that would be one of the only cards in existence that can remove poison counters off players. But I don't think it does.
Yes. I think it's like
Is it a rare?
no, it's like an uncommon or common.
That's right. I'm not gonna go digging for one.
All right. So
Anyway.
yeah, this card is really good for that, but also you can get rid of the army tokens that are in this set.
Right.
It's just so good because they come in as 0/0s with one counter,
right.
so you can kill it.
Now, for those of you listening and or watching that aren't aware, Amass is a brand new mechanic never seen in the set, and it was kind of confusing at first because people were like, "Army, okay, so it spawns multiple." No, it only spawns one. The only way you can get another army is if you copy the other army, which I don't understand even in Modern or Commander why you would, but that's just me.
Because then you would also have to get another counter on that army, because it comes in as a 0/0 army token.
Well, true, but it comes in. Technically, it doesn't come in as 0/0. It comes in, and then the trigger gives it counters. And I learned you cannot interrupt that.
Oh, if you copy the spell that gives it in mass?
Well, if you do a clone or something on
Right.
the army,
Yeah.
So that's the only way you can get multiple armies.
Got it.
Because every effect that says Amass says put counters on an army you control.
Yeah.
If you don't have one, then put one out. So no matter what, unless you forcibly copy, like I believe with Sparks Double can do that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yep.
Any other way. So
They just get huge over time.
yeah. It's an interesting mechanic.
Definitely.
How has it been playing? We haven't discussed that yet.
I've seen some really interesting. I was playing against, my first match was against a Grixis deck.
Ooh.
And it was Grixis Amass, and it was awesome because he had a bunch of removal in his deck, and the Amass. So and a lot of the Amass things, they don't just say Amass.
Right.
One, they have like counter target spell or destroy target creature or board wipe so he was just destroying a lot of my stuff. And then he just kept building it up. Sorry, I get a little.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, a lot of people aren't used to speaking into a microphone, so it's totally understandable.
Now, I have been doing journalism and stuff for a long time. Not podcasting as long, but I got really, because I'm an ambivert, so I'm extroverted most of the time. But there's that part of me that is like, gets stage fright and just freezes up and goes into panic mode, and we actually did that on our guest show.
Oh yeah, you got stage fright pretty
on
bad.
On the Next to Nothing podcast, and it's like, because I didn't know the show was going to be live until 5 minutes before. So it's like, oh God, where are my notes?
Yeah,
they're not helping.
He thought that we were just going to record and then it could be edited later.
Right.
But we were doing it live, streaming on Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah, and it was...
Yeah.
I actually, and going back, listening to it, I didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
I
was
you helped me a lot.
Yeah, I did.
I so appreciate that.
You need a wingman on those.
Yeah, I forgot to thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because I even noticed, he's like, oh, thank God he pulled me out of that one.
I know, because there was kind of a controversial statement that you made, or something that could have been perceived as a little controversial.
Which is funny because
that I jumped to your defense on a little bit.
Yeah, which is funny. Well, it wasn't necessarily controversial. I wasn't wording it correctly.
Right.
Because it is something that has been discussed. It is something that is a real thing.
It's a topic where there's a lot of ways you could say things wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. So, and I'm not going to mention on here because I'm not prepared, and I'm going to say it wrong again. And they also derailed their own because it's like they brought up 9/11. Why does 9/11 always get brought up in this? I did it again. I
We did
tried
it-
not
we
to
did-
do
we
it
did it
earlier,
again.
but we did it again.
But yeah, so I don't get stage fright as much because I used to work in a call center. So I've worked in call
Yeah.
centers.
I
my-
most of the time
my
don't
career.
get stage fright. I'm trying to think of what to say like on the spot. Usually I have
You get that kind of like.
yeah,
because
because I did theater when I was in
Yeah.
like elementary, middle school, and I was in choir throughout my whole.
Yeah. Do you mind if we ask how old you are?
I'm 18. I'm a
you're
senior in high school.
Oh wow.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, last year.
Going back to Magic.
Yeah.
I do have another question for you, but I will point out that this set is so broken, and I love it.
Oh yeah,
But
The
it's
power
not
level.
bad broken. One of the
because everything there's so much. Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. God, cracked. Actually, can I have one of your? sodas?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. God, I need liquids. So I'll take that one. Thank
Okay.
you. Hold on a second.
It's fine. I'll crack it right into the mics if I want. These are my mics. I'll do what I want.
These are my mics.
Timmy.
So, one of the things that is really cool is there's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of old stuff. A lot of it is explained. The only thing that is not explained, because like proliferate used to be a thing back in Phyrexia. The only thing that's not explained, but it is only on one card, is affinity for artifacts.
Yes.
And even I forgot what that means.
Right. And
And actually, Dan, again, I forgot what affinity for artifacts is.
I know.
Yeah, one less colorless for each artifact you control.
Yep.
So yeah, and Tezzeret the box topper is the one with that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I know that it's probably obstructing your view a little bit, but if you could move more like this way a little. Yeah, okay. You're perfect. Perfect, yeah.
So
Yep.
what I was going to ask you was, what do you usually play? Ludwig said that he usually plays Commander.
I play Commander and Standard.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot more Standard lately. I've been really enjoying it, so.
There was a time where I played a lot of 60 card, both Standard and Modern, and I always looked at EDH and I'm like, there's no way I can do that. It's too complicated. Once I got into EDH, never looked back.
Yeah, EDH is great. I started with 60 card formats and then went and then was like, I like the more casual side. And I was just starting out, so I was like, I'm just going to play Commander. And I knew a lot of people played Commander, and I just played Commander. And I've played Commander for like 3 or 4 years now.
How long have you been playing Magic? That's something we forgot to ask.
Yeah, we
Ludwig,
forgot to ask.
I have been playing Magic since... Ludwig.
How long have you been playing Magic? What year is that?
2019.
Until like 9 to 10 years. Okay, so 9 to 10 years for Ludwig.
I started in casually playing but did in RTR, Return to Ravnica,
Okay.
which was like 2011.
Yeah.
And then I really got in, like started playing more and more at Theros.
Yeah, so you've been playing.
So you were like what? 11,
11, 12.
10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was like 10 when I first started, and then I really got into it at like 12.
It's actually very impressive when a younger person gets into Magic because it is not an easy game to learn.
Oh,
I
no,
said,
no.
It is a game of chess with over 12,000 pieces. Even when I was 20, I think I got into Magic with OG Innistrad, as I mentioned earlier on the show, and the tail end of New Phyrexia and stuff. And after that, I kind of dropped out of Magic because the sets weren't that great. Actually, it wasn't until Dominaria that we actually got a really good set. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. But even for somebody, because I'm above average IQ, I'm fairly smart. And even
I'm above average IQ.
Hi, folks. Did my mother pack my lunch? Where's my lunch?
No, something you've said earlier. So when you and I were young, the thing was Pokemon.
Yes.
The thing was Pokemon, and then Yu-Gi-Oh, and then what? Else? And then sort of Magic.
See, that's the interesting thing, because even though Magic is
Sorry.
Oh.
I can't really scoot in much.
yeah, you're fine. Something interesting is with our generation, when trading card games became big, it kind of grew with us. Like, granted,
Yeah.
Magic was before all of them,
but didn't really get big to the younger community.
right, because we couldn't understand it. And again, even at 20 years old, I had a hard time understanding it. And I'm really good at picking stuff up. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that really speaks to, because obviously I'm not bragging or anything. What I'm saying is that really speaks to the complexity of the game. So for somebody as young as yourself to have picked it up at that age, that is impressive. Because there's this one little girl that's really well known right now. She's
she's the Nissa.
Yeah.
Nissa girl?
Yeah, she's like 6 years old.
And she goes to all these GPs, and she's trying to become the youngest person to day to a GP. And
Wow.
I was.
Oh man.
She's a firecracker. She's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And she was like one game win away from going to day twoing on GP Portland last year.
Wow.
She's like 7 right now, and so
have you met her?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really
Because
cool.
I went to GP Portland.
Because the way it was sounding, it sounded like you'd met her before. So wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I've met her twice. At both of the GPs. I don't know if she would remember me, but I knew who she was. I talked to her once or twice, and actually, Justice, the judge over there, had her sign. He had the Nissa, the X-Cost Nissa, the blue-green one.
Right.
He had her sign his Nissas for his standard deck.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah, I've got to get Judge Justice. Oh my God, that is an awesome.
Yeah.
I just realized.
Justice, he's the manager at the store, so.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I know Kylie more.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm still learning everybody's names.
Yep.
But I've worked with Kylie the most because she does the social media and stuff.
Yep.
So
Hi, Brandon.
you probably don't know, we're slowly kind of partnering with Cavalcade.
Okay, yeah.
And
Jumping into the deep end.
well, that was the thing, is I told Kylie that let's just go ahead and do baby steps. We'll see how this event goes. If it goes great, and actually, for what we ended up with, because
Well, you're frankly lucky I'm so competent. To be perfectly honest.
I love you.
I
could cry right now, like, seriously.
because I literally showed up and like set all this up for you.
He's saved my, which, okay, we would have still done okay. Like,
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but
No,
like literally,
no, no,
like this
you
is only
deserve-
happening because this is all
you
my
deserve
equipment.
all
so.
the credit in the world. Because Tony's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to be there. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, once I saw that happening, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to come.
Yeah, and I didn't
Dang it.
want to because, you're not working right now, and it's gas, and I didn't want to ask.
And plus, like, I haven't
Where do you
seen
live?
I live in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
got it.
I drove in from Dallas. I was gonna hang out with my girlfriend today. It was a whole
We're
thing.
from
so-
Monmouth.
yeah.
We're basically Polk County.
Got it.
So, yeah. We're all fairly close together. So, and our studio is going to be based out of Monmouth, but it'll be nice to have an actual physical building to invite
I would like to
people.
know. Oh, sorry. I
no,
keep
no.
interrupting you. I
No,
don't
no,
mean
we're-
to.
no.
We're
what do you
supposed
want?
we're supposed to be interviewing you and having you
Got
talk.
it.
Yeah,
so.
no, what do
Okay.
you want to
Yeah.
ask?
What is your podcast called?
Gamerfuel Studios Network.
Sorry, you said that.
I am so sorry.
You're good.
Gamerfuel Studios
Okay,
Network.
Gamer Fuel.
If you'd like, later we can get you like the like how to follow us on Twitter, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then what you'll do
I'm a
is...
big podcast guy, so
Oh my God, thank God. Then
I love
Go to our
podcasts.
Patreon. Put down the McDonald's.
Just-
$1 is all it takes. You can get more, but
So do you also like watch Let's Plays and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
I watch
so,
a lot of.
So I actually do Let's Plays mainly.
Okay.
So me and my brother. So on the actual video this is going to be on, my logo will be on there as well.
Okay.
So if you'd like, I could get you a link to my YouTube channel if you want to see more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This same equipment is used on the YouTube channel.
yeah.
So
Right now, we're up to episode 14 tomorrow.
Oh really? Has it already been episode 14?
Yeah. It's actually been... So, to kind of get into the weeds a little bit, when I was I've always wanted to be iconic in the gaming industry in some way.
Yeah.
When Halo 4 came out, or before it came out, I'm like, I've got a big Halo collection. So I called up a GameStop, and I'm like, can I host the thing and display my collection? They're like, yeah, sure. I did that then I did for 4 MCC and 5. And then complications happened, and I stopped doing it. I've done cosplay, but I've always loved games journalism. I've had Gamerfuel Studios for about a little over a decade. Just kind of picked it up, dropped it, picked it up, because gaining popularity is so hard to do by yourself.
Right.
This is probably, is this the most traction you've had though?
Yes.
Recently? Yeah.
Because I'm older, I have better resources, I've got a team. That was my biggest thing, is I need a team. I need a competent team.
Right.
So, I started...
Let me just, just...
Thanks for tooting my horn. Earlier you were like, not to toot my own horn, and then now he's like, no, you're tooting my horn for me.
No,
Thank you.
seriously, I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm just competent, and so that's sort of my whole professional
Here's the
thing.
thing.
So
We think of ourselves when we were younger, and we look at people
Yeah.
older than us and go, I want to be that. They must be so cool. They do all these things. I mean, in reality, they're probably living off of, table scraps and pocket change, but,
yeah, this is the type of stuff that if I were to see my younger self doing this, or if I were to see
your
myself,
younger self, seeing your older self, you'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa.
basically. So to sort of continue with the interview,
Yeah.
you play Magic?
Yep, and I play mostly Standard and Commander.
Okay. Do you also play like Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of thing?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes. I am a big nerd.
What's your favorite edition of Dungeons and Dragons?
Easily 5th edition.
Fifth edition? Okay.
I think 5th edition is probably... It's really brought a new wave into the Dungeons and Dragons, because it's just opening it up to so many more people, and so many more people who aren't super nerdy and are like, hey, it's a big shift from like 3.5 though, where it was a lot more complicated, and you
there's
could just
charts and figures and
you can look up an optimized character, step-by-step instructions to make this broken thing.
We do have the internet now.
Yeah.
So it's most of my experiences with 3.5.
Yeah,
So,
I also play 3.5.
Gotcha. Yes. And then I played a little bit of Pathfinder, a little bit of even like Fantasy Craft. I don't know if you've heard of Fantasy.
No,
Craft.
I haven't.
Okay. So it's like D&D 3.5, but more rules, more charts and figures, more things to micromanage.
Get my PowerPoint presentation.
Literally, it's like if your PowerPoint presentation had 5 more PowerPoint presentations.
Explaining each slide,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I'm working on a character for one of our co-hosts, Jay. Actually, he is our D&D guy. We want to eventually, down the road, obviously expand to more shows, one of those being a D&D show. Don't know how it's going to work. It's a lot of work to do. I'm leaving that to however Jason wants to do it. But whether it's for the show or what, I'm working on a Aasimar bard named the Chaos.
The Chaos.
He
oh,
is
God.
chaotic neutral. He's a fourth wall breaker. He interacts with the DM. Jason is like, all this happened, and he's actually really excited to see how this character runs, and I'm excited.
That's great.
Because the beauty of it is I can interact with things that the players normally wouldn't, and I can interact with DM, and all the in-game players see is I'm insane. But the DM, he's right there. He's bathing in the well in the middle of the town square. And
See, he's rolling all these dice.
And the DM's like,
Don't look
behind
peek behind the curtain.
behind the curtain.
So, my favorite character, if I could.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, totally.
My favorite character is when I ran through one of the books, Tomb of Annihilation,
I've heard that
which
before.
is
Okay.
basically, it takes place in Ixalan, basically.
I heard
It's like dinosaurs, jungle, but there's like, instead of vampires, it's like zombies.
Oh, gotcha.
And there's like
Okay.
pirates, and it's really fun.
it's not for beginning players.
Oh, no.
It will destroy you.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of puzzles and things you have to figure out. But I enjoyed it a lot. But the reason I had this character named Harold, and he was a furbolg, which are these big, hairy, gentle, giant Sasquatch people.
What? Yeah.
And so he does this. I made this character, and he's ancient. He is a super old Furbolg barbarian druid.
Oh.
So he rages and turns into a bear. He's a barbarian.
Oh, that's cool. I was going to do a similar character build in 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
It reminds me of the Berserkers from the Witcher series, which are actually based off of real, I think it's Nordic lore.
Uh-huh.
It's similar to werewolves, but it's said that these warriors are cursed to go into a berserk mode.
Yeah,
and turn
I've heard
to
of
bears.
it. Yes.
So yeah. The chaos is also supposed to be of untold age. He's like really old. So
Yeah,
that's really cool.
and he's just like this grumpy old man. Well, not grumpy. He's just like a nice old man. And you're like, "Arr," and he talks like this. But
Goddamn kids, get off my lawn.
and the one of my favorite parts was when he got out of a rage and the fight is over. He just keels over and just goes, "Oh, my back." I also, he was just really fun, and he was just silly. And the way we wrote him off at the end is he went to Waterdeep, the big city that they just put out a bunch of books for, and he started a zoo.
Oh, wonderful.
The whole time he was going through Cholt, he was collecting little bugs and things because he loved animals. And my favorite one was I was trying to make friends with birds. So there were these birds flying around in the city in Cholt.
Like a Disney princess. You had birds flying
Yeah.
around.
There was like birds, and so I was like, "Hey Ben," who was my DM, and I was like, "Hey Ben, I'm going to buy one of these fruits and try to give it to the birds." And so all the birds are coming and giving fruit from me, and as a Furbolg, I can talk to animals.
Oh.
And so I was like, "Hey, what's like general, not like deep conversation, but communicate." And the greatest thing is one of them decides to come with me.
Oh.
And they're little microraptors, so they not birds, but
Yeah, like a falcon.
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But like a micro, like a
For
Yeah.
a second, I thought you meant raptor.
No.
Just flying raptors. I'm like, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
And my DMs, I say to the raptor, I'm like, "Do you want to be named Jeff?" And he was like, and I'm like,
My name
"Okay,
is-
I got." And then I got it, and I was like, "Your name is Gardon the Destroyer."
Oh God.
And he was like, and the DM went and said that he said that the Microraptor's teeth grin, and he was like, "Yeah, Gardon the Destroyer." So Gardon the Destroyer hung out with me throughout the.
That's a good name for a bird.
So real quick, it's gonna be funny if Jason actually watches this because he just messaged me. He's like, "How's it going?" I don't know, Jason. You tell me.
Yeah, how is
You
it
see
going,
how
Jason?
awesome it's going?
It's going so awesome, Jason. So awesome.
Oh,
So
God.
just to give a little bit my favorite character I've ever played in Dungeons and Dragons. I played in various systems. I've played this character because he's just so much fun to play. He's Mosaak with 2 A's, Mosaak. Mosaak.
Okay. Mosaak.
And he's like a lizard humanoid person.
Yeah,
In
like a
some
lizard folk
Yeah, like
or
a lizard folk. Sometimes I made him like a poison dust lizard folk or something. Either small sized or like human sized. Doesn't really matter. He uses a crossbow. And sometimes he's a ranger. Most of the time he's a ranger. And whenever he talks, he has this thing where he like wrings his hands, kind of like this. He just can't. It's like a tick, you know.
Yeah.
He wrings his hands, and he sounds like
My name is Mosaak.
Oh, that's cool.
But the thing is, he's not evil. He just sounds
Just evil.
And so he wrings his hands, and he's like. But I always make sure to like say things that kind of make it sound like he might be evil, but he's actually just giving you praise. Like,
You've done a good job. That will pay off later.
but
my God.
but he also like he laughs
So-
because he's a.
I don't mean to interrupt the interview, but Jason is actually calling right now.
Oh, we'll call him back later.
Okay.
But
Sorry,
he, so basically, what was I saying? So,
Come on,
so
Jason.
Mosak, he gives people praise, but he laughs to try to make people feel more at ease. Because he's like a lizard folk, right? So he's got that reptilian brain. So he tries to laugh to make you feel better. And so
But it just makes him more creepy. That's so great.
and he's just the funnest character, the most fun character to play.
Actually,
So
I'm really tempted to put Jason on the phone, on the mic, on the show.
it's not going to pick him up very well.
I'm sure it won't. Yeah.
But
We're not in a quiet room. Or
so
else it would.
I think we're reaching about the same time we were reaching with the other guy. So that's how long we've been recording.
Okay. How long have we recorded total?
That's how long it is. 55 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
So I actually
I have a question.
Sure,
Before.
sure.
What are you doing with? You guys just opening packs?
yeah. We cracked the first box. We're doing it constructed, and then I'm gonna crack the second box.
Nice.
Is Max still here? I know he wanted to.
I think he I know he dropped, so he might have just
Right.
left.
So I'm gonna end this video, and then we'll start another. We'll start
Oops.
another video.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
I
So
think
what
he
we'll
might
do-
have left. So
I think we'll try and get Judge Justice on.
Okay.
For the next segment. So,
Sounds
anyways,
do you want me to go?
we'll wrap
I mean,
this
you
up.
can stay for as long as you want.
Yeah,
to.
we
I
can
know.
stay.
Do you want me to
we're
go
happy to
get
talk
justice
to you.
for you?
We'll put him on another.
Oh God.
Yeah,
So, is there anything else you want to talk about?
yeah, we're happy to talk for as long as you want to talk. So.
There was one thing about the D&D. This is kind of a funny thing. I was talking actually with Justice about. He was saying of how nerd things 20 years ago used to be a guy thing, and how it's been more. And I feel like that's the same with D&D. 5th edition has opened.
Right,
It's
exactly,
more.
yeah.
It's more opening to people.
Yeah, I know that on that same point, my girlfriend actually asked me, "Hey, can I look through your Dungeons and Dragons books?" Because my friend, her friend, she was speaking. Her friend, who is also a girl, wanted to DM a campaign, so I let her borrow some of my 3.5
Yeah.
books. You know, it's the culture's changing, and I think
Yeah,
that's a really
exactly.
good thing.
Yeah.
Well,
me too.
not even just on a gender-specific level, just a individual level in general. I
Right.
mean, it used to Dungeons and Dragons, Magic, card
Nerdy.
games, video games. It all used to be like a nerdy thing that you played in your mom's basement and never had
Exactly.
a social life. When come to find out, it is honestly it's revolutionized the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
With it's the reason people cosplay.
Yeah.
It's the reason programming gets better.
It's one of the largest industries in
It
the
is.
world. You know,
Next to the porn industry. Oh, good lord.
So, Grand Theft Auto 5 sold more. So it sold more copies than any media thing ever. Movie, whether that be movies, CDs, DVDs,
Yeah.
games, music, anything. It has sold more copies than any other media ever, and I think that says a lot.
yes.
Yeah.
Is Jason still
definitely.
calling you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm good.
Okay. Well,
Are you good?
Thank you for
Alrighty.
coming on.
Thank you
Oh.
guys
Let's-
so much.
let's
for
weave-
joining us.
weave.
Yes, you think. There we go.
Here, that was a bad handshake.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
didn't get
All
the
right.
good grip.
No, thank you so much for joining us. I think Ludwig for joining us. We're gonna move on to hopefully get an interview with Judge Justice and talk about because this is a complicated set. If he has come across any really weird things or just
yeah, he'd-
anything in general. So
Yeah, he'd be a really good person to talk to for that. Yeah.
yeah. So, alrighty, guys. We'll see you later.
You're still
Oh,
on
yeah, you
camera.
want to?
See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.